Hi everybody, it's Grant for Local Scraper, and I wanted to take this time to record a new video on how to set up ProxyBonanza proxies when using Local Scraper. So let's get right into it. When you go to ProxyBonanza and you log in, you should see a screen like this that lists all of your proxy plans. I only have the one. Once you click on Details here, you will be taken to the detail page where you can see your proxies and download them and get your username and password. So what we're going to do here is we're going to first export our proxies. So we're going to remove login and password. The only thing we're going to have checked is IP and port. We're going to separate them by colon, and then we're going to click Download Proxy List, which will save a CSV file to our Downloads folder by default on Windows. The CSV file will be fine because it has a proxy on each line. The only issue with that is that I have 200 proxies, but the CSV file will have one extra line. So when you run this in the program, it will say 201 proxies instead of 200, but you'll be just fine. The program will ignore the empty line. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come over to Local Scraper now, and what you would do is you would click here, Set Proxy File. You then tell the program where to find this proxy list you just downloaded is, which again by default would be your Downloads folder unless you move it. The next thing you're going to want to do is click Use Proxies to tell the program we're going to be using them. You can test the proxies if you like. This is usually a good idea, but it's not needed every time you run the scraper. What's going to happen is you click Test Proxies, it'll test all the proxies, it'll try to check for bans if it can, or error pages. They should be working, but you never know with whatever site you're scraping. Once you've tested the proxies though, Local Scraper will make a new text file called good-proxies.txt. It's a text file, and it will be saved in the same folder as the Local Scraper is. So next time you run the program, you can just go to Set Proxy File and change that to the good proxies text file. You don't need to use the same CSV over and over again. So that would mean you wouldn't need to constantly retest the proxies. But it's a good idea to test them every once in a while, just not every run of the program because it takes a little bit of time. Okay. New to the newest version of Local Scraper is that we need to include a proxy user and a proxy pass. These are your login credentials. Previously, we only could use IP authorization, but when we started using Google Chrome as our default browser, it wouldn't work with proxy IP authorization on some sites, so we've had to include this user and pass. So what you're going to do is you get this proxy user is this right here. It's your login at ProxyBonanza. So you can just copy that and paste it in here, and then your password is hidden here. So you have to click Show Password. It'll give you your password. You select the password, copy, paste. I copied a little too much. There we go, copy, paste. And there, you would be good to go at this point. One of the other things I recommend just for a backup is to actually make sure you have IP authentication turned on as well, because it can't hurt. So what you would do is you would click on Add Authentication IP. Right here is your current IP address. So what you would want to do is click here. It'll add it up to this list. And then you click this Add button, which will move it from here over here. And once it does that, you're done. The reason you see one over here is because I already have mine added to the list. Okay, that should be it. If you have any questions, make sure to fire over an email to me at support@localscraper.